Hi guys, welcome to my review of Mission Impossible Season 1, Episode 13, entitled Elena. In this episode, Rollin is entrusted with going into a foreign country that is politically aligned with the US, that has one of its IMF agents sending them rather curious messages. The curious message in this case would be a copy of a microfilm that could be potentially used against the US in a catastrophic attack. Rollin is entrusted with finding out the mental state of this IMF agent. This episode really bugged me a little bit. And what I mean by bugging me is that I would gather to guess that if you want to become a secret agent, you have to go through a myriad of psychological testing. And if you make it through that to the point where we decide to train you before we send you out on so-called missions, you would already be trained in how to resist the all-time tested method of quote-unquote brainwashing and suggestion. And that is what is happening to our IMF agent, who is a plant in this country. Who she is undergoing episodes of fear and hypnotic suggestion, so much so that her entire medical makeup is brought into question. For example, when she first meets Rollin, she's a scientist, so she does some sort of scientific experiments. So when Rollin begins to push her on a particular issue, she actually freaks out and she drops what she's working on and she runs out of the lab like a little child. Now, I don't know if this was a result of her being subjected to hypnotic suggestion. The character, for example, really acted like a child throughout this episode. There was one instance when Rollin was invited to her house and she introduced him to her family, and she actually was acting like a child. I really didn't like the way that this character was written or the way that she was played by the actress. For example, this guy Miguel, who is a part of her inner circle, is sort of jealous of Rollin and is sort of jealous at her for bringing this guy around. Now, it's not really clear what their relationship is, but it gets to such a point where in one of the final scenes of the episode, this guy Miguel comes in and basically threatens to kill Rollin because, according to Miguel, she just called him saying that Rollin was making her uncomfortable. Now, why would she do that after she was told that she is possibly going through some sort of hypnosis? That scene didn't make any sense to me. And also, there is another agent in the country that if Rollin can't fortify her mental state, this agent will consider her a threat and kill her. Now, this agent is completely unprofessional and he is gung-ho happy. So I really didn't like the way that he was presented or the way that he was played. Oh, and there's also this other scene where her mind hypnosis really gets the best of her, and she runs to the top of the building at the hospital where she's working at, and she goes out onto the ledge. And if it wasn't for Rollin, she would have jumped and killed herself. But out on the ledge where this woman is, Elena, there is no one, there is no crowd below, there is no sign that anybody sees what she's about to do. Now, if somebody goes out into a ledge and is about to jump off, there are going to be people around, and there are going to be people that wanted to jump, and there are going to be people on the ground that are saying, "Oh my God, don't jump." There are going to be people calling the police, and nobody is shown in this particular scene. The only one that is the saving grace of this scene is Rollin, and that scene just didn't make sense at all. Conclusion to this episode, I really didn't think was handled well at all. The only saving grace of this episode was the performance of Rollin Hand. He, throughout the course of the episode, was very sympathetic towards her situation. He really wanted to find out uh, what she was going through and whether she was losing her mind or whether she was going through something else, whether someone brainwashed her, which they did, of course. But he was extremely supportive throughout this entire mission, and I really liked his process in trying to figure out why this particular agent is acting in this particular manner. That's the only thing that I liked about this episode. Everything else was a wash. Just because it's mission and just because I love this show so much, I'm not going to give it a death rattle grade. What I will give it is a D minus. All right, guys, so that does it for my review of Mission Impossible Season 1, Episode 13, entitled Elena. In the comments below, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Until next time, as I say often, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.